Good day, everyone. Happy Monday. Well, for some, it's a happy Monday, like me, who has this week off as vacation. Kids are back at school, so that's the perfect timing. I get the house to myself, which doesn't happen too often. But for others, it's not so happy because, like I said, the kids are back at school this week, so they're not happy. And there's a lot of people that were off during the holiday season now are starting back their routine back at work. In any case, yesterday I posted a video, my New Year's Part 1 video, and I basically was talking about my goal for the month, and some of the things that I was doing, and I had showed you my lovely calendar, which I got for free, and that I decided to use to track my goals for the year. So my first goal was to try and have a no-spend month, or spend as little as possible this month. I'm home this week, so that should make it easier. And I'm trying to now basically have a rough plan of how I see the year going, and just thinking about some of the things that I'd like to accomplish. One of the things is, in the job that I do, we do have overtime available, and I could make extra money to help pay down my debts and to help with my goals. But what I did is I was considered a lead officer, and as a lead officer role, you're quality checking other people's work. You're quality checking the trades, make sure that they are posted correctly, and as well as other administrative tasks as well, answering tickets where people are requesting accounts to be corrected. They have questions, concerns, whatever, and we have to answer them and all that. So that's the kind of a job that I was doing. And with that job, there was overtime. So if there was a late night, if the work volumes was heavy, and we needed to stay past the 6:30 time, then if it was your night, you had to stay until the manager says, okay, we're closing down at this time, and when you close down, then you run your last reports and all that. So that guaranteed me overtime. But then I realized, because I'm a single mom and their dad lives half hour, 40 minutes away, after school was a time when the kids were alone for a longer period. Because I work normally till 6:30, so I usually get home about 7:15, 7:20 if I'm not doing overtime. But when I do overtime, it could be, especially during our RSP season, I could be there not home till like 11 o'clock at night, 10:30, 10 o'clock. So I was realizing that was a little bit too long for the kids. Before, I had my parents would come and be with the kids, and it wasn't a problem, and I knew where they were. But they're getting older, and they don't always want they're 14 and 12 and want their grandparents hanging around. And plus, my parents can't really do it like they used to be able to. My dad can't drive anymore. So if they come and check on the kids, they're hopping on a bus or walking, because it's about a 15-minute walk from their place to mine. And they would still be trying to make sure the kids have food and all that. And I realized I really need to step down as the lead and become just a regular processing officer, so I have the flexibility to come in at 10 and leave at 6:30 and be home for the kids and for my parents as well, as they don't drive anymore. My mom never drove, and my dad no longer can drive. I took over the car, and I'm there. I drive them wherever they need to go. Well, I have a brother as well, but I figured they're letting me use the car, so I figured I'd be the one to take them where they need to go for the most part. So that part of the overtime that I do have available, I won't be utilizing as much for the reasons that I just stated. So that leads me to think, well, how else can I make a little extra money? So I'm taking this week that I have off on vacation to research things I can do online from home that I could earn a little extra money to help me with my goals for the year, and be able to, one, pay off my debts that I have, and two, have a really good emergency fund. set up. So those are my two main goals for this year, is to get those two ducks in a row. And once I have that, then I could start working on the other goals in the Dave Ramsey plan. I already am putting away money for the kids' education, but once I am debt free and I am got my emergency fund, I would like to bump up the amount that I am currently putting away each month for the kids' education, and also to put extra payments down on my mortgage. So I'd like to be able to, at the end of every year, to put an extra $5,000 down. That would be ideal. Put an extra $5,000 down on my mortgage each year, and more if at all possible. So that's why I'm looking to see what other jobs I could do that don't require me to actually leave the house. And I can come home and I could do a few hours of something on the computer where I could earn a little extra. I'm not looking to earn like $15 an hour or something extravagant like that. Just some part-time income to help supplement what I already am, because you never know. You work in the financial industry. If the economy's not going so well, then companies will be looking at how can they save costs and can they outsource something, because over the years where I work, they've done outsourcing. In my last department, they outsourced the whole department and left me trying to look for work again. Luckily, I was able to stay with where I am, just in another area. But and I've seen other departments outsource still. So it's a big thing, and I can understand it from a business perspective. It is, in some cases, cheaper or more economical to outsource and to be paying salaries. Other times I don't really see that they're saving much money, but that's just me. In any case, so my goals of this year is to get rid of the debt and to have my emergency fund. So next year I can focus on my mortgage and my child's education and saving up for some other goals. I would love to take the kids. My boyfriend's from Ireland, so I'd love to go to Ireland next year, and then from there book a plane ticket to my hometown, because I know it's cheaper to fly within Europe, and then from there get hopefully a cheaper flight to Macedonia to visit my relatives for a bit. So I'm kind of got some big goals coming up, and I would like to do some extra part-time work, do the work stay in the job that I am, and work really hard. So in a few years, I can start to relax a bit and feel comfortable knowing that I'm on the right track, and I am setting that example for the kids. And I am going to let the kids know that when they do start working, that they need to be putting away money for their education as well, and not just rely on, oh, mom and dad will pay for it. I will help as best as I can, and their dad will help as best as he can. But they need to also, with their part-time job, put 50% away for their education, because they're living at home. They don't have much expenses. So 50% I think is reasonable, whatever they make, to help save for their college education. But so between the both of us, they should be able to go to college debt-free, and that is my my goal for my kids. But first, one other thing that I need to pay for this year is braces. Yay, braces. Luckily, I have some coverage at work and another program for my son that he's eligible for. So hopefully, with all that, it won't cost out of pocket as much for their dad, my son's dad and I, to pay for it. But braces are another thing that I have to put into my budget for this year. So there'll be another video where I'll go through the budget. But for now, I just wanted to give you some part 2 of what the goals are for the year and looking ahead into next year. So everyone, take care. Have yourself a good day. If you're living in the Ontario area, it's pretty cold today. So bundle up and stay warm. Take care.